first question for you is what is Dharma slash righteousness?
Dharma is doing the right thing in every aspect. Why is it so important?
Mhm.
If we follow Dharma, we are very efficient in every aspect. Like, be it personal life, it leads to a lot of peace and prosperity. Work life, it leads to high level of productivity and true growth, and it builds the leaders from the bottom up. And it is also applicable in terms of learning. So one who learns in the right way can apply the skill in the right way and can lead a better life. So Dharma is very important in all aspects. Now there is a debate in terms of like what is the right approach. We told the one with the highest level of purity is often the right intention, and that comes with the highest level of detachment. So a righteous person is right if he thinks about everything in a detached way, in an objective way.
How you know what is right and wrong. So you mentioned that the way you know is by looking at the highest form of purity. And you define purity as what has the least amount of attachments.
If you have to do any decision making in the life, the right decision making always is the one when you think through oneness. It's the most efficient way too. One example is like, let's say if someone is having a hard day and you are having an interaction with them and they're unnecessarily showing anger towards you because they had a hard time. And how should your response should be in the most ideal way, right? Like if you think yourself as a separate being, you might get thrown into anger as well. You might say that, why are you angry with me? I also had my tough day. Right? You might say that. But if you feel the oneness generally, and if you say, hey, if I'm the same person, how would I treat and probably what kind of problems I have went through, right? You will be very compassionate with the other person, and that will make them realize, calm down, and get back to norm as well. So this is the oneness, right? Like here you solved it in a most efficient way. So a true system should be based on purpose. If you have an organization built on top of purpose, and if it is given the right resources, then it is meant to fulfill that purpose, and the people who contributed in such endeavor should be rewarded as well. That should be truly how an organization should be, and people shouldn't be attached to the positions or the way they run the organization
Mhm.
or the way they treat people.
Yeah. So that goes back to how you said that the right thing to do is always the most pure and detached thing to do.
Exactly. Being righteous is like walking on the edge of a blade, very sharp. If you go sattva guna, like being very very good, it has a negative impact as well. If you go tamoguna, of course there is an imminent death of that particular spirit as well. Now walking right on the balance is very important. I'm not suggesting to anyone that don't be a sattvic person. Be a sattvic person, do the right thing, but don't let it get under your skin and become your ego, because the one who does the right thing always also has a level of ego, and that will be the end of that person. That is a tamasic quality that one attains, and through that that even that sattvic person has to phase off the map. If organization mindset or policy is towards like doing what is right, and policy explains that clearly, then people will also be doing what is right in their job role. Am I treating my customer right? Am I doing my job right? Am I asking for a right reward when I perform a certain duty? If you look at our evolution, right, like I told you, like every living being righteous with high level of willpower, right? Is what we need. And this is the holy grail in terms of evolution as well. This is how the evolution started. Imagine when we are a unicellular organism, we wanted to split into two cells so that I can live even longer, even if something happens to this particular. That's how our reproduction started in first place. And then our unicellular organism said, like, no, let me group with my own cells, divide into different forms. Let me be together with the other cells together, and each cell does a certain function, like a multicellular organism. And from there, the same you or me or the oneness that we call about, uh, it felt like, okay, something else is eating me, I don't know. But let me focus and see if I can see the reflection of light coming from that person. And we focused on a couple of cells to focus on that reflection a lot. It became our eyes, right? And we wanted oxygen, and we squeezed that air hard, so we built our nose, our mouth, and everything in our body is just what we exercised in our early stages of life by constantly showing the willpower towards that.